Loyalty is an attribute that we usually place a high positive value on. We speak positively about people who are loyal to their country and its values. We expect loyalty from our family, our workmates, and our friends. The old saying, "a friend in need is a friend indeed," refers to the importance of loyalty through hardship as well as through good times. Marriage ceremonies usually refer to loyalty to your partner through thick and thin and until death. The word loyalty has associations with other characteristics such as reliability, selflessness, commitment, dedication, and dependability. Loyalty can be seen as something that usually helps society to function smoothly. In practice, however, loyalty can be a fairly fluid concept and, at times, can be misguided and destructive. It is a type of misguided and destructive loyalty that I want to talk about in this video. Dog owners love the word loyal. They will use it to describe almost any behavior exhibited by their dog. They will deliberately manufacture circumstances to make it appear that the dog is being steadfast and true to its owner. An example I gave in my video about false logic is the placing of a dog close to its ex-owner's grave or casket, then claiming that the dog is exhibiting loyalty. I have discussed this in a number of other videos as well. Dogs are not loyal. Even dog owners who still have a toehold in reality recognize that dogs will follow the food source and will go with almost anyone. Dependency is often presented as evidence of loyalty. Consider the qualities of a loyal human friend. In preparing for this video, I searched for images I could use. I typed loyal and loyalty into Google Images and Pinterest to see what I could find. I found a bunch of quotes which all allude to the same thing. A loyal friend is someone you can trust, someone who stays true to you behind your back. Loyalty is about respect. A friend who is loyal to you respects you even when you aren't around. How loyal would a friend be if, when you were absent or when your back was turned, they routinely did things they knew you did not want them to do? What if they stole food off your counter, which you told them repeatedly and firmly not to touch? What if they watched you closely and didn't touch the food, but as soon as you walked into another room, they ate it? If they snatched the food and gobbled it up within seconds after you left the room or turned your back, would you consider them to be a loyal friend? This behavior is extremely common in dogs. It's called counter surfing. There's a lot of information about counter surfing on the internet. This article is infuriating because a comparison is made between a dog reacting to food on the counter and you reacting to a food truck giving away free tacos. This is preposterous because unlike a human presented with free tacos being given away by a happy, generous taco salesperson, the dog is very aware that it is not supposed to eat the food on the counter and that eating it will upset you. There are videos you can watch which teach you how to train your dog not to engage in this behavior. Of course, the training involves giving the dog treats. You have to distract your dog with food that is more delicious than the food that is lying on the table or counter. It is possible to train a dog to not steal your food, but the dog will only refrain from counter surfing when it anticipates better food from a different source. The dog is in no way acting out of respect for you. It is not loyal to you at all. It is only following the yummier food source. Now imagine you had a friend who knew that you did not want them to sit on a certain piece of furniture or go into a certain room in your house. In your presence, they respected your wishes. But as soon as you weren't looking, they'd jump on said furniture or sneak into said room. Would you call them loyal? I would call them sneaky, disrespectful, conniving, deceitful, dishonest, and an asshole, but not loyal. Again, you can train your dog to not cross a boundary, enter certain rooms, or engage in certain behaviors, but the training always involves food. The dog is only following the food source and not acting out of any sense of loyalty to you. If you had a friend you trusted to guard your property while you were away, but they allowed burglars into your home because the burglars offered them female urine, would you think your friend was loyal? Offer a dog female urine, and you will have no problem gaining entry into the home the dog is supposed to be protecting. Why? Because the dog is not loyal to its master. Dog worshippers believe dogs are loyal because they are always excited to see their owners, even after they've been mistreated by their owners. I'm sure many of you have seen this before. Tie up and put both your wife and your dog in the trunk of a car and drive all day over a bumpy and dusty road. Open the trunk. Your wife will not be happy, while your dog will excitedly wag its tail and lick you. This, they claim, is proof of the dog's unconditional love and loyalty. This is neither love nor loyalty. The dog is too simple and stupid to understand what happened. Short-term memory for a dog is about 5 minutes. It can't even remember the experience it just had in the trunk of your car. It sees you, its food source, and anticipates food. Its instincts tell it to lick you because that is what juvenile wolves do to senior members of the pack, to make the older pack members vomit when they come back from a hunt, so that they can eat the senior members' vomit. Domestic dogs have retained this instinct. Dog worshippers believe that because the dog is not upset, it is more loving and loyal than the grumpy wife. This is very interesting because if we were talking about a human displaying similar behavior, our impression of that human would be very different. Let's say a human was mistreated by someone, but continued to greet their abuser excitedly and was enthusiastic about spending time with their abuser. Imagine you knew someone who chose to remain loyal to their abuser. What would you think of them? Most of us would view this behavior in a negative light. We'd think the person was damaged or had a weak character. We would think they were emotionally or mentally sick, and we would feel sorry for them, frustrated, or even disgusted. But if we are talking about a dog that is excited in the presence of its abuser, suddenly the same pathetic behavior is seen in a positive light, and the dog is exalted for being unconditionally loving and loyal. This is crazy. No one but a tyrant or a narcissist would admire this sort of unwavering submission. If you could not trust your friend to be alone with your child for even 1 second, lest they attack your child, would you think they were loyal? I am absolutely fascinated by how dog worshippers will tell you that the loyal, faithful, unconditionally loving, pure, innocent dog cannot be left unattended with a child for even 1 second. Even dog worshippers openly admit it is reckless and dangerous to do so, because the dog might attack, disfigure, or kill your child if you turn your back or leave the room for 1 second. Yet, they continue to assert that dogs are loving and loyal. What sort of loyalty is this? It is infuriating how these dog-worshipping websites advise you to teach children the proper way to act around dogs, implying dog attacks are the children's fault. If you take the time to read through reports of dog attacks, what you mostly find is that the children were minding their own business. They were playing in their yards, playing with their toys, riding their bikes, sitting in their bouncy chairs, or sleeping in their cribs, paying no attention whatsoever to the dog when the dog succumbed to its predatory instincts and decided to attack the child out of the blue. I have talked about this many times in the past, but I will say it again because dog worshippers can't seem to get this through their skulls. Dogs are animals with a prey drive. Sometimes their predatory instincts are triggered by high-pitched noises, energetic struggles, frenetic behavior of an animal or a person in distress, especially a small child. This is how most dog attacks go down. Dogs will usually go after a person who is minding their own business, especially a small child that sounds and looks like wounded prey or frightened prey. The dog will go into what is called predatory drift, and its instincts to attack and kill are triggered. This is something that dog experts will tell you. I am putting links in the description again. Get it through your heads. Dog worshippers are in denial and refuse to acknowledge the facts. Placing the blame on children is misopaedic and disgusting. please see my video about Misopedia. And of course, if dogs are so loyal, why are they always running away from their owners? It is clear that dogs are not loyal to their masters. The idea that dogs are loyal is purely delusional and preposterous. So why should we be loyal to a creature that is so disloyal to us? Dogs are so obviously disloyal to us, and they don't deserve our misplaced and misguided loyalty. Now, what I want to talk about is a more difficult question, and that is, why are humans loyal to dogs? There are a number of different reasons why people would be loyal to someone or something. The first reason I want to discuss is that something is worthy and deserving of our loyalty because of particular superior qualities that we believe they have. Included in this could be national patriotism or adherence to the values of a political party or loyalty to an employer because of superior working conditions. Are dogs worthy of this type of loyalty? Dog worshippers seem to think so. According to them, dogs are expert psychologists because they can naturally determine the moral worth of a human. They tell us that dogs have good judgment because they can instantly recognize a bad person. This is bollocks. Dogs are also claimed to be morally superior creatures mainly because of their lack of certain capabilities. Dogs don't talk about you behind your back, or start wars, or judge you, or humiliate you, because they are intellectually and physically unable to do any of these things. I have debunked all of these claims in previous videos, and do not need to say any more than these claims are sheer fantasy. Dogs are not superior above all other species. They do not have special qualities that would automatically deserve loyalty and respect. On this count, dogs do not deserve our loyalty. Another reason for displaying loyalty is reward. If you are loyal to your employer, you stand a better chance of remaining in employment than someone who is not loyal. Stay true to a retailer or service provider, and you will be rewarded through loyalty schemes and special benefits. Surely dogs reward us with love. You know, that special kind that is unconditional. Try withholding food, and terms and conditions will quickly apply. Dogs are incapable of love of any kind, with or without conditions. Dog worshippers may wish to believe that their house pet loves them, but dogs do not have human emotions. They have dog emotions. The love reward is imaginary. Another type of argument you might hear is the altruistic dog argument. Dogs do so many things to help humans. They save lives, they guide the blind, they behave heroically and selflessly. Dogs are not altruistic. They do not actively help humans. They have their own selfish motivations, usually food. A tiny percentage of dogs can be trained to carry out a number of simple tasks. They are no more altruistic than any other trained animal. They are no more altruistic than a pig seeking out truffles. The fact that the pig helps out the truffle hunter is incidental. On this count, dogs do not deserve our loyalty. There are a number of other reasons for loyalty, but I want to limit myself to just one more, and that reason is that loyalty strengthens relationships. Successful relationships rely on people being loyal to each other for support and cooperation. This is true of any relationship, whether at home or at work. A relationship with a dog is always a one-way street. The human gives and the dog takes. The human provides and the dog consumes. From the second the dog wakens to the second that the dog goes to sleep, it is the dog that determines the order of the day. You may scratch the dog's back, but it will never scratch yours unless it is attacking you. There is no reciprocity in the human-dog relationship. It is not and can never be a relationship of equals. The human may genuinely love the dog for their own reasons, but that love can never be reflected back as it would be in a truly loyal relationship. Another dog fail. On this count, dogs do not deserve our loyalty. I posed a question and did not answer it. because there is no rational reason for according loyalty to dogs. There are moral reasons for according dogs the same dignity and protections as all other animals, but that is not the same as loyalty. There is no rational reason why dogs should be singled out to be perceived as superior to all other complex organisms. The answer or answers are more likely to lie in the disciplines of psychology and psychiatry.